what's up guys, my name is Rachel and welcome back to my channel, Reading with Remy. Today I'm going to be talking about my TBR challenge. I think I made a resolution about this in January, but it didn't happen. But I have decided to kind of do challenges for my TBR. I used to have a TBR jar with every book that I hadn't read shoved in it, and that never worked for me because I'd pull something out and be like, I'm totally not in the mood for this. And then I would never touch my TBR jar. It was a pain in the butt to keep updated when I would read something I didn't pull out of it that I just picked up randomly, so no more. Not happening. So instead, I have decided to do little challenges, and this kind of gives me an opportunity to pick a book still, but still have it be within a certain frame. So I thought it would be kind of fun to just kind of run through my challenges so you guys know what they are, and yeah, kind of explain some of them if I feel like there's gray area. I already pulled one because I'm not currently reading anything, and the one I pulled is a book by a male author. Thought that'd be kind of fun because a lot of YA is written by females. Obviously there are serious exceptions to this, but I felt like the majority were female, so. And in case anybody wants to know, I pulled Will Grayson because it's by two male authors, so I thought that was kind of fun. I should give myself bonus points. Not that I'm keeping score. I also have read a debut novel. Actually, because we go to YALLFest every year, we have a lot of debut novels on the shelves, specifically ARCs, but there are other ones, so I thought that'd be a fun way to read some ARCs and read some people I've never read before. A book that has been on the shelf longer than a year. I'm really bad about buying a new book and reading it immediately, and then all my old books just get left in the dust, so this will force me to read something that's been on there at least a decent amount of time. Although there are some that have been on here for 4 years. Read a book from a new to you author. This can be anybody as long as you've never read them before, or have never finished a book by them. Finish a book that you started and forgot about. I'm horrible about this. Ask my sister, ask Chloe, ask anyone really. I'm really bad about starting a book, reading 5 chapters, and then getting distracted by something shinier and prettier. Read a book with less than 200 pages. I thought about read a book with less than 150 pages, but then that's basically just my poetry books. Or David Levithan's contemporary, because his are usually pretty short. So I went with 200. Give myself some variety. A book with a person on the cover. Let's be honest, it's YA that I mostly read, and there's a big thing with people on covers. Start a new series. There are lots of series that I have not touched on the shelf. Read a book that isn't YA. I have a couple, mainly just Rick Riordan, to be honest with you, middle grades. And then we have a couple adult books, and they're not usually things that I reach for, because I am mainly a YA reader. So, and I'm hoping that that one will force me to read one of the, I think I'm only 2 behind. 2 Rick Riordan books I have that I haven't read, because I usually try to read his as they come out, but I've been slacking this year. Read an ARC. Self-explanatory. Okay. A book that you pick with your eyes closed. Okay, so I'm weird about even numbers, and I had 24 of these, and I was like, I need 25 to make it an even divisible by 5. That's not an even number, but you get what I'm saying. Multiples of 5. That's what I should have said. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I kept thinking about someone picking a book for me, and then I was like, well, that would just be Beth or Chloe. And so then I was like, wait a minute, let's just close your eyes and pick one. That'll be fun. A big random challenge to make 20. Read the shortest book on your TBR. This is a good chance for me to read those ones that are under 150 pages. Read an own voices novel. This kind of ties into another one I almost did that was read an LGBTQT plus. Ha! 3rd time's the charm. But it was kind of a double-edged sword there, I figured. Because I feel like a lot of LGBTQT plus books are written by own voices authors, which is awesome. A book with blue on the cover. I literally just had my sister pick a random color. I was like, give me a color. Read a book in a unique format. This can be basically anything as long as it's not written in straight up prose. So it could be a poetry book, it could be something written in AM style, it could be something like the Illuminae files where it's multimedia, just as long as it's got some element that isn't traditional. Yeah, everything is written weird, and nobody talks about that on BookTube, but it's not written a traditional novel, which I didn't expect because no one talks about it on BookTube. Everyone talks about how great it is, but I'd never heard somebody talk about the format, and it was really different. Maybe I'll show you, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's got like emails and stuff put in it. Like this one, it's like a formula and this. So it's got like really cool things in it. And like, yeah, there is like obviously some real prose, but there's also a lot of really cool like multimedia formats in it. So yeah, no one ever talks about that. So if you haven't read this and you're intrigued by it, I haven't read it either. But I am intrigued by the fact that it's multimedia. I just like haven't picked it up because I'm the worst. I got this 2 years ago at Y'allfest and I haven't touched it. Problem. Books set in the past. We have a lot of historical fiction / like alternate history ones. And I really like those. I just don't normally grab them. A book title that doesn't have an article in the title. And by article I mean like there are other articles, but you catch my drift. And I thought about just doing like that doesn't start with an article, but then I was like, let's make this more fun and just like throw articles out completely. Read a children's classic. We have, you can't see them, but they're on the bottom shelf. If you check out our bookshelf tour, plugging, which we just uploaded, so it's like 95% accurate because we got a book outload order after we filmed it, but you know, it's whatever. And we've totally rearranged our shelves. Our shelves never stay the same for like longer than like a month and a half, maybe 2 months if we're feeling lazy. But generally we rotate out books so much, like we donate, we get new ones. It's a vicious cycle basically, which is why I never do like unhauls or hauls, because literally I'd be filming like every 2 days, it feels like. So anyway, but our children's classics are usually on the bottom. That normally doesn't change just because they kind of have their own place. Read a standalone novel. We have so many series. Every once in a while you just need something that stands on its own. The sequel to a book you've already read. Obviously, a book you've already read is kind of redundant, but that way I just like grab a random sequel. Not that I would do that, but now that I'm thinking about it, that was really stupid wording, but whatever. Basically, get off your lazy butt, continue the series. That's a book with a one-word title. You know. Read a book over 500 pages. There are more of them than you think there are. And normally you're not like, oh, this book is 600 pages, let's read it. Usually you're like, oh my god, that's 600 pages, gonna save that for later, and then you never read it, so. This is fitting. Read the longest book on your TBR. Read a book to screen adaptation. I originally had movie, but then my sister pointed out that there are actually a lot of TV adaptations, so. Oh no! That was kind of funny, it was like, doo 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 doo. And the last one. I made these last night and I totally forgot like what I hadn't read already. Oh, a book with a flower on the cover. Okay, that may seem random, but I was like looking, ooh, that was a good catch. I was looking at our shelves and there are actually quite a few books that have flowers on the cover. Like Brightly Burning, although technically I've already read that one. But both of these ones do. The Shadow Bright and Burning series has flowers on it all the time. I think Mirage technically has a flower on it, or like a flower looking. Okay, so that's all of my like little TBR challenges. If you have like a cool fun idea for how I can like score myself, drop it in the comments. What the heck, might be fun. But other than that, I'm just kind of doing this just to have fun picking out what I read next, but also getting to books that I've been neglecting for a while at the same time. So like Will Grayson, I've had that for at least over a year. Never really thought about picking it up until I pulled a book by a male author. So yeah, so hopefully this just inspires me to read some fun things that I neglect normally because of shiny things. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more awesome content, and let me know if you've got any fun TBR challenges that you do to help you stay on top of your TBR. See you next time!